Y'all just love pulling the eviction card, as if y'all not the reasons why a lot of black women be getting evicted in the first place. And to be honest, I don't believe that black women are the most evicted, because I see more black males living on the street and in shelters than black women. So what does that say about y'all? I mean, you sit up here and talk about the most evicted. Why don't y'all, you know, come up on the platform and talk about how the black male is the most unemployed and least educated demographic in America? But see, that's the thing, that y'all don't want to talk about y'all's failures. Y'all just like to put the blame on the black woman or on the white man.
That's because there is way more shelters for women than there are men, for one. And since you want to conveniently only use Google when it makes a man look bad, maybe you should Google that as well, because that'll confirm why y'all are the highest evicted out of all demographics, which is something else that you should be Googling, since you claim you don't believe it just based off of what you see out in the street.
You stupid.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Rome, back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and jump into the next clip.
If you love someone, you love them no matter what. So, like, yeah, it's okay.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Repeat that last part.
If you love someone, you love them no matter what.
Are you talking about unconditional love?
Yes.
You believe there's unconditional love?
Yeah.
Have you ever had that love for anybody?
Yeah, I think that I have.
A romantic partner?
Yeah.
Did you break up with him, or did he break up with you?
I broke up with him.
Well, it must have been conditional. You fell out of unconditional love? How does that work?
We didn't talk, so I feel like that doesn't really...
So there were conditions to your love. Communication. Talking.
I guess, yeah.
Unconditional love. That's what we're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have unconditional love for someone, there's nothing he could do to f that up.
Okay. I guess you're right.
So if you haven't caught on, man, the theme of this video is going to be the need to be right by women. And you're pretty much going to see that in all these clips, man. And I got to say, for her, it was the eye roll at the end for me. It's like she just hated that she was wrong. Just hated that man made perfect sense. And he was basically going off of what she was saying. So he pretty much put her in a box and she couldn't do nothing but submit. Oh, and this next clip, by the way, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the girl that's going to be arguing with the guy is a Muslim girl that does OnlyFans. But she feels the need to hop on platform and have all these heated debates that you'll just see what I'm talking about. Check this out.
Okay, so if that's true, if men are the enforcement mechanism, why does that then mean that women's equality is a bad idea?
Well, I didn't say it was a bad idea. I mean, it is, but what my position is that it's laughable that egalitarianism is even possible, because women have no way to enforce their rights. They have to use men to enforce their rights. So since they have to use men to enforce their rights, they don't really have any rights, because all the rights come from men.
But why does the notion of egalitarianism have to be predicated on physical strength, or like who gets to enforce it?
Well, what else could it be predicated on?
Principles of like what's best for society.
And what happens if somebody violates those principles?
Equal,
Sure.
Like why would it be based off the enforcement?
What happens if somebody violates those principles?
What do you mean?
Well, so if you have a society in which you have laws and government and things like this, and whatever social contracts you come up with, what happens if one side violates those principles, or a person or an individual or a group violates those principles? What would you do with them? You would, well, I would think arrest them maybe, or punish them, or do something punitive, or put them in prison or something like that. And so you're right back to the enforcement mechanism again. So there's really no way around it. The enforcement mechanism is from men, will always be from men. And so it's paradoxical to say that women can have equal rights, because even if they do have equal rights, it's just because men have allowed them to.
But does that make women's equality laughable, or like an absurd idea?
Well, it's paradoxical on its face, so it has to be laughable, because there is never going to be such thing as women's equality. Just an illusion thereof, because if it's decided by even a small majority of men, minority being like 10, 15, 20%, they just won't have it anymore, and there's nothing they can do about it. So essentially, always they have to defer to men for this.
Sure, your entire neighborhood one day can just decide, we hate Andrew, he's annoying, he's not mowing his lawn, let's go kill him. Does that mean your rights are loud?
Not if they were women.
Overpowered by a large
Not if they were women. They could do that if they were men, though. I agree. I would agree that men could
I'm
likely...
pretty sure 20 women could come and just decide, we're going to overtake Andrew because he's not mowing his lawn.
I think it would be far more difficult for them to enforce it than 20 men. Wouldn't you agree? And I think that they would probably appeal to men in order to exercise the enforcement, which is what they do right now, which is what women do right now. They appeal to men to exercise all enforcement of all of their rights and all of the things that they want. They can't appeal to women because women can't enforce their rights and never have been able to.
See, women like her are the type that are just going to keep coming back and back and back and back and back and back until you just submit and be like, okay, you know what? You're right. You're right. You know what I mean? She's one of those girls. What dude said made perfect sense, and she knows it. That's why she kept throwing these random ass questions out. Well, like, come on. Does it make it a bad thing? At the end of the day, you need men to enforce these laws. Because if you want to throw the 20 women scenario out there, okay. Well, let's say 50 men decide to retaliate on your 20 women. What are you gonna do? Are we really doing this? This is ridiculous. And this is a woman who relies on men to make a living because she has an OnlyFans. But she's over here debating this shit. This is what kills me about women who do OnlyFans that want to pop on these platforms discussing this shit. Y'all sound hypocritical as fuck. Y'all literally rely on simp-ass men to help y'all support this effing this bullshit and make money off of them. And these ain't even the men that y'all want. Let's keep it moving, man. Stupid.
There's a reason why a woman can make $1 million on OnlyFans, and there's 1.47 million women.
Because men give it to them. Because men give it to them.
You guys don't get to do that. You guys had to work very hard to get where you are. So we're not equal.
She had something in the back. Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. Someone was trying to say something in the back.
Yeah, I just think you say, well, women don't have to do anything to get this opportunity to be on this stage, but I think it's because you successful men are giving us those opportunities. You men are sexualizing us and you want us in the clubs, you want us at your table, you want us here, so we're here.
That's the point.
Awesome, and thank you for being here. And exactly. Here's the thing: we're not insulting you for taking the opportunity. I'm simply acknowledging that the opportunity exists.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And by the way, how many female podcasts do you see 3 females and 30 dudes up on stage being like, yeah, I'm out here, just a dude looking to have an opportunity. You don't see it.
Here's the thing, too. Adam, I don't know if you noticed it, right? Because what she just said was, the men are the ones inviting us and giving us these opportunities, etc. I always say on the show, privilege is invisible to those that have it. She said that knowing, right? Like it didn't even come to her mind that I'm getting these privileges because I'm a woman. She went ahead and said it anyway. It actually made your argument weaker. But women don't see it because privilege is invisible to them because it's so common. This is why I tell y'all, women live life on easy mode. So the only thing that they're going to respect is when they actually have to work for something. And that needs.
And that's the perfect example of a woman's need to be right, because they're so quick to cut a person off in the middle of them speaking. The reason why she did that, it wasn't because she disagreed with it. It was because she didn't like what she heard. And you're going to see the same thing in this next clip. Check it out.
The exact reason why men shut down.
And women.
I understand that, but I'm saying it's the exact reason as a producer that a man will shut down and he will just hide everything from you and just continue to operate and go do what a guy has to do. Like, that's it. Like, when it comes to solvent, but I want you what you're doing right there. I'm trying to talk right now.
I didn't say anything.
But your mouth is opening up trying to say something.
I didn't say anything, though.
But you wanted to right
there. I did, and I didn't say anything.
You held because I held my hand up and looked right at you. But I want you to look at the tendency you have to interrupt me when I'm talking. when I'm trying to share my ideas, my feelings, or where I'm at. And all I'm asking is that as we keep progressing through this, you listen more when I'm talking. Otherwise, for me, I have less desire to share with you what I'm thinking if all I'm getting back is criticism and or just being cross-stepped and never getting to finish thoughts. All that happens is like, I'm in war mode. I don't need to stress about one more thing right now.
And for you ladies, my female detractors in particular, if you're having these kind of conversations with a man and he shuts down on you in the middle of a conversation, more than likely is because you're doing exactly what he just said. Because your need to be right is so and more important than reality or facts itself, that it gets to a point where a man doesn't even have that desire to even speak to you about whatever the problem is. Because all you're going to do is just stop me in the middle of what I'm saying because you don't like what I'm saying, no matter how much fucking sense it makes. Or, you know, it got to the point where he literally had to go like this because she was fixing to say something, and then she got combative about the fact that he knew she was about to say something. But she thought just because she didn't say it, even though he knew you was about to do it. You see what I mean? The need to be right. The need to be right is strong like the force. It's crazy, man. Use the force. And they use it for the wrong reasons. But check out this next clip, you guys, because this right here, this is what happens when these female panderers, bruh. This is bad, bruh. Check this out.
For you women, why do you lower your standards? I'm really curious about this answer.
I just want to gloss ever so lightly across this topic. Despite whether Robbie Harvey is a good guy, a bad guy, or whatever he is, I never liked his content for obvious reasons. But what I find ironic about all of this is that he was advocating for women for years. One false move, say one thing wrong, and you're going to be eviscerated. Your entire past is going to be dredged up. Say one thing that doesn't sit right, one thing that triggers someone, and that's it. You're done. Now, if you were in a marriage with all of your followers, you know how many divorces you'd be dealing with right now for abuse? And it's funny, while you're advocating for women. Now again, I'm not saying he's a good guy. I don't know. But the way this went down and what's happening with him now and how people just can't let go, I find that really funny. It mirrors real life. And in my opinion, it was actually a good question. But you have to understand, a lot of women have problems with accountability. It's always the man's fault. You cannot say, why do you lower your standards? Women don't want to hear that because that puts the onus of responsibility on them. You should have known that your ass would have been handed back to you after that one. And if a woman had asked that question, she would have been called a pick-me with internalized misogyny. I knew this would happen to you. And to the other male creators out there advocating for women, be careful. You might be next.
All right, now what I'm going to be showing you guys is the guy's TikTok page. So if you want to see it for yourself, go right on ahead. But you know, I had a hard time finding it, so that's his TikTok page, guys. But this just goes to show you, bro, like he has 3 million followers, been advocating for women for the longest. The second he went against the grain and didn't tell them what they wanted to hear, look what happened to him. Bro, look him up on TikTok. I guarantee you're gonna see nothing but a whole bunch of women hating on him now. It's crazy, bro. It is crazy, man. Now, Shorty in that clip, I done reacted to her a few times. She advocates for men, so you know what I mean? She pretty much pointed this out to just let these female panderers know, like, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna have to stay the course. Because women fall in love with these. You know what I mean? They don't care about this. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this, man. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hitting that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm. It helps me reach a broader audience. Make sure y'all check out the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler. Link is in the description and pinned in the comments, as well as my latest mixtape, Monk Mode Deactivated, and the merch, spreadshot.com. All those links are in the description. So until the next video, y'all, deuces.